Welcome back to Created by Vision LLC. In today's tutorial, I am going to show you how to create interactive digital tools and experiences like you see here using code. The best part is it takes less than 10 minutes, it's free, and you don't need any coding skills whatsoever. With this tool I'm about to show you, you can easily create calculators, quizzes, games, basic apps, forms, quotes, and so much more. So getting right into the video, really the only tool you're going to need is Canva. And as of this date, you can accomplish this using a free account. First things first, you're going to need a prompt to give Canva AI. And as many of you know, the prompt is simply the command that you give AI in order for it to answer a question or complete a task. For my example, I will be creating a calculator for a financial consulting business to help its clients understand their financial situation or health, and it'll provide recommendations based on that result. Of course, your prompt will be different depending on whether you want to create a calculator, quiz, form, etc. If you are creating a calculator, though, the main thing you'll want to include in the prompt is the input, so the information you want users to enter, the output, so the information or results you want this tool to provide the user based on what they entered, and lastly, any instructions for the design. And one thing I wanted to make sure I point out is this highlighted part here about not including email, print, or download buttons and avoiding any placeholders or broken buttons. Stick around until the end because I'll explain this a bit deeper and share some additional insights that'll save you time and frustration later. So once you have your prompt, and please note, you don't need a separate document for your prompt. I just wanted you to be able to see the full thing before we go over to Canva, which is where we're headed now. So on the home page, you're going to paste your prompt here. Make sure you select Canva AI, then Code for Me, and click Submit. Then Canva is going to generate your code as you see here. Of course, the more complex the prompt or tool you're building, the longer it'll take. I've built some pretty complex financial tools and tools for marketing and business, and thus far, even the most complex one took really no time at all. Now you can of course skip this part, but I did want to show you in real time how long it'll take to generate. You won't be able to stop it once it starts, but if you don't like something about the final result, you can go back over to the chat box and simply tell AI to make the corrections. It may also ask you some questions to help you refine things as well. Okay, and there you have it. See, took no time at all. So here I'm just moving the toggles, kind of playing around with the calculator to make sure everything is working the way I want it to. You see here it has like a drop down list. You can click the button and it calculates everything for you and it'll give the end user their result. So if everything looks good, you can go up to use in a design, and we're going to use a website. Now here, I'm just going to adjust it somewhat. I mean, it really doesn't matter because when you launch your website, the person will be able to scroll down anyway. So then I'll click preview, and as you see here, it shows what it'll look like on desktop. And then you just want to make sure this is checked right here. Then you can go up here to the mobile icon and see how it'll look on a mobile device. If everything checks out, you'll want to come up here to publish website. And then right here, you can actually edit the URL. I believe it's only a portion of it. And then if you go right here to publish settings, you can also change the icon and the title of the page. And then down here, you can add a meta description, which of course is what will show when people find your link or your site on search engines. And then under advanced settings, you can make it password protected. You can choose whether or not it shows up on search engines, and you can disable the link preview. Now, I did have to go back in and redo this part of the tutorial, so that's why it says unpublished website or republish, but typically here you would see an option to publish the site. And then it'll give you a link for your new website, and then by clicking here you can view the website and see what it looks like. And there you have it, a fully interactive calculator with this same method. The possibilities for your business, personal projects, and educational tools are truly endless. And now the very important notes. And quick side note, before we jump into those, I have found some simple workarounds for what I'm about to share. So don't worry, I'll talk more about that in just a bit. Nonetheless, there's a few things that everyone has been asking about and trying to figure out with this new feature. So I wanted to make sure that I let you know up front in case you run into this when you try it. Also worth mentioning, this feature was recently released. So knowing Canva and having worked with their new features in the past, I think this tool will definitely just continue to evolve and get better and better. But anyways, remember what I mentioned earlier about avoiding placeholders or buttons like email, print, or download. If you don't mention this in your prompt, Canva may show buttons like that, but they're just for looks, not functionality. That said, you can create buttons, and Canva will probably do this on its own, that let users link between pages inside your site or trigger built-in calculations like you saw in the example. But beyond that, buttons that link to external sites or trigger outside actions just won't work, at least for now. The second thing everyone's been trying to figure out is how to copy and paste the code. Now, people have suggested copying and pasting before the code disappears using a program or using inspect on the published site, but so far those have not been 100% successful. Along those lines, once you publish your code, whether it's for a website, presentation, and so on, and close or log out of the tab where the code was created, you will not be able to go back in and change anything. So if you need to update it, you will have to start from scratch, and it may not look like how it did before, design-wise. Next, I've used this program so many times without any issues other than the thing with the buttons, but I want to be fully transparent and let you know that one time while using this program, I was testing a prompt for a financial tool, and for some reason, the money symbol was overlapping with the numbers. But the thing is, everything else was working fine. I just couldn't see the first digit where the user inputs their information. So I tried to re-enter the prompt and make some minor adjustments. I ended up closing it out, tried it again when I got back onto my computer, and everything was fine. So don't know what that was about, but like I said, full transparency. I just want you to be aware in case something similar happens on your end so you're not caught off guard. And lastly, and this pointer is actually really exciting, as of this date, you can use the designs and coded creations for personal and commercial projects because you own it. Now back to what I said earlier about the workarounds. So while putting this tutorial together, I actually discovered free and super quick workarounds for the first 3 issues I mentioned, and I'm really excited about them. One of them works entirely within Canva, which is great if you want to keep everything in one place. The other does take you outside of Canva, but it opens up some really neat possibilities, and like I said, addresses these limitations. If you want me to create those videos, then please let me know and I'll try to get those out sooner rather than later. I really hope you all enjoyed and learned something from this tutorial. Happy creating. Until next time.